Oh yeah, Cadis is here, John. I think you should move him in.
Move the Jamaican in here.
Hello. Are we talking to the Usain Bolt of TF2?
Hello?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
that Jamaican lilt.
Yeah, I can
Beckham.
hear the accent. Yeah. I told people about the story, how you obtain your sticker launcher. You were in Jamaica and met Usain Bolt or Hussein, can't remember the name. And then he said, yo, what's up? And then he went, yo, my nigga. And then, he didn't say that. He said yo, my
Said,
yo,
hey,
my
bomba
cadis."
clat.
Yeah, here you go. Bombing stick. And then you took it. And that's
Exactly
why
how
you're
it
so
happened.
fast.
Exactly. That's the
Beat
story.
him for the smoking regulator as well, I think.
Yeah, the smoking regulator, that's... is that another story? Can we mention that on stream, Cadis?
Sure, you can go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, after he been given the sticker launcher, they went back to Hussein's house or Hussein.
Saddam Hussein's house, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, then they went back to Hussein's house and then they had, let's say they braided each other's hair and smoked, let's call them cigarettes.
Special kind.
Best kind.
Anyway,
Alright.
enough about your history. Tell us about the present. You just played two pretty straightforward maps there against causeWEcan, even though they had upcoming talent of the season, Razor's Edge, playing instead of Walters. We thought that would definitely be an upgrade, but even he wasn't able to hold back the tide of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. How does it feel to come out victorious there, Cadis?
Well, yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, it's pretty hollow because one of their two best players, like, wasn't there, but
What do you mean best?
one of the two best wasn't there. I don't know, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good because we've had a lot to do in the last week because obviously we just basically formed this team halfway through the season, so it's good to get like a smooth win, especially after last week.
But me and Admirable, well, casting, we're discussing that. We think
Please
that...
call me Mr. Admirable, sir.
Alright, sir, Admirable. We were discussing that Walters, he is old and washed up. We think that Razor's Edge would be a way better contester with causeWEcan. I mean, if you didn't know, he played with invert mouse and no monitor on for the entire game.
He's giving you guys a chance, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's sure nice of him. Glad he did that.
Maybe invite him next time you're in with Hussein, just saying whatever you say his name.
Me and Big Hoot.
Yeah.
I like to intersperse these interviews with some questions about TF2 and the game as well. So I'll ask you, like, what have you been trying to work on since the TLR game? What was it that led to you guys losing a map there last time?
It was Granary basically. Like when you're a new team or you're playing like a new team, like with a new main caller, and you play a map like Granary, it can be like a complete dice roll because like having some coordinated aggression can go really far to winning those mids. Especially when the other team, like, because we were playing like a new style, we were playing like how Nox wants to play. I mean, we've since changed it a bit on Granary and it's been going better. But I mean, it's just like that mid, it's a bit of a dice roll. Like, one team can just be better at you on it, especially if you're like brand new, so they could win those mids. And when you can't win a mid on Granary, it's pretty hard to come back. Like, since then, like, we instantly fixed Granary basically the next time we played it. Because I mean, you have to remember that was our first night together, the last match against TLR. Like, we played the maps in a PCW beforehand. And our mid happened to work against one team but didn't work against another. But yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
suppose
what
if
I wrote down
Nox,
too.
if you Nox wanted you to play like Epsilon, you would have to do your rollout and then stop for about 10 or 15 seconds to get about the same time as Nox into the middle. That can be tough.
Oh yeah, that was
But-
just it. Because he wanted us to basically, he wanted me to split from the combo on the mid, which meant I was playing off the heels, and I'm used to playing on the heels on the mid, and we had problems like their scouts were denying our soldiers quite a lot. And the way I play like on Granary mid is I try to do damage early and then take the heals and then use the heals to go forward. So in the period of the mid where I would normally take the heals and focus the scouts, I was then like stuck behind a crate without any heals. So it's kind of my fault in a way, but just like just one of those weird things that takes a week or so to get out of your system when you're a new team. That's why I say like I think if we played again, it would be like the other maps we played.
You might yet face them in the playoffs. But one thing we did notice in particular, in your warm-up against Elemental Violence, and again, your sick rollout on Metalworks. Where did you pick that up? Did you invent that one, or have you copied it from some crazy North American?
No, I just saw there was there was a little ramp, and whenever I see a ramp in TF2, I'm like, I gotta slide off that somehow. I mean, when we played the map before with Ips, we had 2 gunboats soldiers, and what we did, Ips tried to get to the door with his gunboats, and then equalize from there. So basically, he would hold the door open for me, and I could slide like halfway through into lobby. But Nox doesn't like to use gunboats, so I haven't been doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I just saw there was a ramp, and I'm like, how can I slide off of this ramp and make the rollout better? Ramps are
I
fun,
know,
man.
It's
Yeah,
very
well,
impressive. And it seems like every demo man you face is having trouble. I suppose they're going to be watching your demos after this one. I'm sure STVs will be going up. This is the Prem, of course.
Oh god, I forgot about that. Nox is on it though, I'm sure.
And I need to ask though, since every time you talk about maps, you always have a like you're talking about set strategies and shit. But since you've said in the past that you have trouble with Snakewater, do you think, since you have Nox on your team, that you might do better on it with him there? Because you've said in the past that you always lose it, no matter
Well,
what.
based on our PCW results, I mean, pretty much this week we played every map once. That's how our PCWs went, because we're just that new. But Snakewater was by far our worst map based on that 1 week of PCWs, so maybe it's going to be the bogey map again. I
You
don't know.
throwing out some misinformation there for your opponents?
I don't know. We won it still, but it was closer than every other game we played. Nox even said I don't have any tactic, or tactique, as he says, for this map.
Tactic.
So we just did whatever. But I'm sure he'll mastermind something when it's time to play it.
And has it been eye-opening playing with Nox? You know, is there some deep level, like is he drawing back the curtain there to allow you to see into the mind of the mastermind Nox, or?
I don't know really yet. It's a bit too early to tell because we didn't get to play Epsilon yet, and even before Nox, I mean, we had some ups and downs, but we still would have expected to beat all the other teams, even though our results were kind of hit and miss because we had so much drama going on. So it's kind of not there yet. But what I will say is, it's really shown me how like respect for a caller, how far that can go. Like, because obviously Nox has such a reputation that follows him. Like when he comes in, it's like even me, like I feel like every time I die now, I feel like I have to apologize. Whereas it's like I haven't felt like that since I played with Bite, and that was for completely different reasons. Like, but you know what I mean? Like everyone, like with Ips,
Yeah.
like Zeb just didn't give a crap. He just did what he wanted. So you always had people dying and all this stuff. But with Nox, like everyone just has so much respect for the guy that they just want to do exactly what he says and play exactly how he wants to play. So you just have that really unified approach to the game, and it really goes like a long way. And playing in matches, like he doesn't give you time like to dwell on any mistakes or whatever, because he's constantly like telling you what the next plan is, and it's something that I guess I missed playing. We haven't really had that I haven't had that for quite a while. Not to like knock any of the callers I've played with, they're all good, but it's just something about Nox. Like he always has a plan, so you never get down, you never like dwell on your mistakes like you might in other teams. He always just gets you like thinking about the next thing.
Great leader. It sounds like, I mean, I think that's my problem. You know, I'm probably one of the greatest callers of all time in TF2, Cadis. We've played together. It's just that I don't command the respect of Nox. Right?
Yeah, I've never listened to you. Although I must say, I must call out the guy in chat who said something pretty epic. And he was called Mr. Potato. He said, Cadis doesn't like Snakewater because it has no ramps. Is that true?
It's got a couple of ramps, but they're not very good for sliding on. But I hate them. I absolutely hate the map for a ton of other reasons though.
What about G7? Has that changed your opinion at all?
It's slightly better. I mean, like, the forward spawn is a nice change, and the lighting, like, I always hated playing on the map just because it was so dark. Like, everything felt so dark, like, on CP2. The entire, like, the train area where most of the fights take place, it was so dark, it just felt really horrible to play on. But, I don't know, the other changes, I don't know, it makes it better, but I just don't really like the general play of the map anyway. Like, I think the mid to CP2 transition on any map is kind of like the most important thing, because it's kind of what dictates the main flow of the game. And I think that transition didn't change with G7. It's exactly the same. The only thing that's slightly different is the sightlines, but it really is negligible in that push. And I think that's what dictates the flow of the map. And it's still exactly the same, so I still really don't like the map. But it's better.
Okay.
Like some of the more obvious problems, like the horrible last pushes and that kind of stuff, are fixed. I mean, it makes it a bit better and less frustrating to play, but it's still not like, it's never going to be Badlands. It's never going to be Gully or Process or anything like that.
Let's wrap things up, Jokern.
Sure.
I said all I can say. I want to leave it to you to drop some wisdom here.
My work sucks, by the way.
Wisdom. All right. Follow Admirable on Twitter because he will have to rewatch this game to get the tweet he was gonna tweet because you don't remember because he's been sitting here drinking. And follow John and don't lie. You would have remembered that. You were so happy.
Right, I'm just gonna have to tell you to stop there. And I'll thank everybody for tuning in and putting up with Jokern for as long as you did.
Good
That's
job,
all it's
team.
Team Fortress TV's coverage, the ETF2L Season 16, powered by Blackout Gaming. Premiership Week 3 fixture between causeWEcan and wonkas Chocolate Factory. F2's asking what the score was. It was 5-0 on Badlands and 4-1 on Metalworks in favour of the Chocolate Factory. We'd all declared that Razor's Edge was a man of the match, and I think that's about all we have to say, right, Jokern?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.